Good evening, listeners. I am sure you have been watching on TV the fast-moving, devastating fires in California. To everyone impacted, you are in our prayers. It's ironic that today's show was being dedicated to first responders who are our unsung heroes. At times like these, you selflessly put yourself on the line physically, mentally, and emotionally to care for those impacted by disasters. I have been both honored and humbled over the years to work side by side with you. Today's episode is about you and for you. So who are these remarkable individuals who are the first to respond? They come from a variety of organizations and occupations, but all are focused on saving your life and mine, and rendering aid for our medical, spiritual, and mental health needs. There is so much I could tell you about the nature of their work and the conditions in which they must operate, but I am only going to focus on a few situations faced by first responders and explain how the ICEBUDDY system becomes a vital new tool in their arsenal of equipment. In the first ICEBUDDY show, I told you how I saw unmet needs when serving as a social worker and first responder with the Salvation Army. That experience impacted the design and technology incorporated in the ICEBUDDY system. Often, the first responders to show up on the scene are law enforcement and public safety officers. They go door to door identifying who needs assistance and respond to citizens who are turning to them for guidance and protection. The ICEBUDDY system gives officers a portable survival system that they can readily distribute from their vehicles to anyone they find stranded. During disasters like the one we are watching unfold on TV, officers are tasked to remain in the field for extended tours of duty. We all need to recognize that they have needs too. The ICEBUDDY allows them to have their own supply of food, medication, and water. This new emergency preparedness equipment enables them to be more efficient, effective, and responsive to the needs of the people. Were you aware that increasingly the Department of Transportation is called upon to be a first responder? All those motorists trying to escape on the evacuation routes often run out of gas, get flat tires, or have their car overheat while they are in bumper-to-bumper traffic. It is the field maintenance technician crews who are the front line of defense for these stranded motorists. They are responsible for transporting needed food and supplies, as well as ensuring the roads are safe to travel. DOT vehicles supplied with ICEBUDDY systems would have them available for distribution. Evacuation shelters are being set up for those impacted by the smoke and fire. Chaplains, volunteers from the Red Cross, Salvation Army, and numerous other organizations are some of the first responders lending assistance. For those of you who have never had to evacuate to a shelter, let me quickly explain what occurs when citizens dealing with emotional stress and trauma converge on one. Keep in mind that they have usually lost or had to abandon everything they own. If they bring medication requiring refrigeration with them, they look to first responders to put it in the refrigerator to keep it cold. They do not understand that medication cannot be commingled in a public refrigerator. Equipping shelters with ICEBUDDY systems is the solution to this problem. ICEBUDDY coolers can be loaned to individuals to keep their medication with them at their assigned cot. Shelters are supplied with ice during disasters, and the cooler can be reactivated every 3 days by simply placing it on a bag of ice. Many evacuees arrive with only the clothing on their back, which is usually wet, torn, and often bloodied. They need to be able to wash up, change into the donated clothing being distributed, and have some place to put their old clothes if they are still salvageable. Nights seem unusually long and scary when you are living in a shelter with hundreds of strangers. For this reason, the ICEBUDDY Q-Pack is perfect for giving people a way to keep food, water, and their belongings with them at their cot. Having this would also be meaningful beyond their time in the shelter. They could take the ICEBUDDY wherever they go. It becomes the first new item they would own as they pick up the pieces of their life. I have addressed just a few ways first responders can use the ICEBUDDY system to enhance the service they provide. We are looking forward to seeing that this is soon at their disposal. In addition to incorporating new, innovative equipment like the ICEBUDDY system, successful statewide emergency preparedness requires planning, partnering, and training. Together, we can make a difference, save lives, and assist our first responders in being able to keep cool and carry on. I want to make sure my listeners are aware that a bill, H.R. 1037, the National Emergency Medical Services Commemorative Act, was just signed into law. This important legislation legislation commemorates the courage and commitment of the men and women comprising the EMS. It also establishes a memorial to honor all who have served. We here at ICEBUDDY Systems Inc. wish to thank and congratulate all first responders. Stay safe as you once again render aid in this latest disaster.